Looks like he's leaning towards the Cassante here. Very strong with the Tristana. Double 80 carry meta. We're in. Gonna lock in this Nautilus first, thinking about that top pick a little bit more, because we know Zeus loves to play range top into Cassante. Even if this Skarner pick is considered higher tier, you might see something like the Twisted Fate. To combat that, the Jax here potentially, he was hovering the Gnar. BLG look like they're a little bit worried about this counter pick. They haven't made the decision yet. That's why they locked the Nautilus first. And they're really giving this one a lot of thought, but it looks like it will be the Cassante in the end. And I would not be surprised if Zeus is happy to lock in the Twisted Fate in response. Even the Gnar, potentially.
Yeah, we'll see what it is actually going to be. I would have loved it if it was the Jax, because then we get Jax versus Gragas, and we get to see Zeus on his Gragas. Because that has been a pretty key pick in the LCK as far as the counter pick to the Jax is concerned. We know Ben probably doesn't care about counter pick whatsoever. His Jax is just absolutely terrifying. But he's going to be taking the Cassante this time as Zeus. All right, okay, so we've heard about the 280 carry meta. What about the 380 carry meta, Wolf? Because that's not even Vayne, that's Space Vayne.
Yeah, well, we'll see what ends up happening here, because this is about to get wild, and it does look like it's going to be Faker playing the Kai'Sa in mid lane, Corki going to the bottom lane.
Wait, no, surely not. That can't be it. That can't be what's actually happening.
I think it might be Atlas, because...
Really?
Yeah.
Zeus?
Because
what's happening here?
Zeus will be able to outrange the Cassante, and obviously this is a pick no one has seen in the top lane before. We're going to see here is On and Elk head top side. This is going to put Ben in utility position here to try to deny Owner the flash.
That's a big flash forward. A bit weird because Elk not there, but it doesn't actually matter. That's first blood going to On, taking matters into his own hands.
This is and Carrier, but the Kai'Sa isn't going to wreck turrets too quickly as whoa.
Yeah, Carrier already taken a bit of damage here, but they're just going to claim themselves a kill as Ben possibly regretting the teleport option. Second one going to be a Cloud, so no Cloud Soul. I'm a bit sad about that, but that's fine. Don't get everything. There's a flash from Ona. Gets the flash out of Shun here as well as Faker avoids the Strangle Thorns. Shun going to get rocketed in the face, and Faker is going to be able to grab that kill. Now T1 moving ahead in the kill score. And actually,
as you can see, Carrier and Ona are looking for potential picks. Shun.
Yeah, Ona moving on over, finds the Glacial Prison there as they at least managed to land the Strangle Thorns, but Zeus will come over and just executes the Zyra. Caught in her jungle.
And the Soul is relevant with Chemtech already there. Big chance.
Yeah, Zeus once again going to be ulting. Ona moving on over as Ben's going to have to flash this time, but the Arctic Assault will still collect the knock-up. And Ben, nowhere to go, no chance. And Zeus, he gets another one. And Wolf, are we getting towards certification territory?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to make a topside cross map here onto Faker. He's got Flash and Valkyrie.
Yeah, Depth Charge going to start this dive up. It's a fantastic Valkyrie to get Faker out of the way, but I don't know whether he's going to survive this one. There's the Strangle Thorns, and there is the kill. As the sacrifice from Shun.
And the value isn't as, okay, Ben, pushing up,
we're dashing over the wall here is Zeus. Gumushi going to come down as well. There are too many 80 carries in this game. The Rift Herald will be taken here by BLG, but they'll have to sacrifice Bin for it. Zeus taking a fair bit of damage, but is ultimately on a killing spree at the end of it.
But with Carrier here, setting up a dive is going to be so tricky. They don't even commit to it. It's trying to find Ona or anybody here, but they're already caught.
Yeah, Glacial Prison comes down, and once again, Shun's just going to explode. No way out, and they are picking on this extremely squishy Zyra. They're perhaps a little bit too late here as Carrier is going to get missed by the hook, but still, they are going to get there. The Eclipse is eating a fair bit of this, but still, Shun is going to be able to grab the kill onto the Leona.
Yeah.
Ona now possibly out of position. Does have Carrier there, but there's no real damage follow-up unless they can create some plasma here for Gumayushi to react to. There is a snare, and the Void Seeker not going to connect. Hook as the re-engage does come in. Glacial Prison is decent, but the shutdown onto Zeus immediately, and BLG, they might use this to start off the Baron, at least.
Kai'Sa consistently, as he just offers more and more poke. Even with True Shot Barrage, you can see these Qs really stacking up.
Yeah, well, another Glacial Prison goes down here as Faker just going to grab that kill onto On, and as we praise him, we cast a curse him. As T1, you can see, positioned to try and take this one down, and they're going to be fighting for the death for this one. As let's see who's going to be able to take it here. Shun taking some poke damage, and these Void Seekers also starting to do a fair bit as well. The rotation around from the Zeri, but the Dragon is down very, very low. There's a Killer Instinct. They take down the Jungler, but can they win the fight is the question. That's the Dragon secured for T1. Carrier is just taking Ben for a ride, and the rest of BLG are just melting. Now the top lane is going to do battle. Yeah, Ben's going to win those as he walks into melee range of the Cassante. say. Yeah, we'll be taking down some of these wards around the map. Shun gonna get slowed down. There's a Glacial Prison as well. Special delivery of Gumayusi with the Killer Instinct, and there goes the Zyra. Massive tanking being done here by Carrier, but can't tank absolutely everything in the kitchen sink, and so he will go down.
But pick again on the jungler, 6 deaths on this squishy Zyra.
And after such an incredible early game as well, as Bin is going to find the knockback onto Ona, but skating on in is Zeus. Bin now just going to have to book it out of there. On in so much trouble, walking the wrong direction. Ona going to finish him off. BLG's side of the map now.
Yeah, we'll see if they can actually grab this inhibitor with the last 30 seconds of the Baron. They really want this.
Yep, Solo going to set up for the Zenith Blade. It's a decent Stranglethorns. There is still 15 seconds on this Baron buff. They're going to take at least one of these Nexus turrets as the minions are starting to run out. 4 members of BLG sitting here on their Nexus. And T1 still trying to push forward. Carrier, not sure about that one, but I like the gusto. Has been in a whole host of trouble. Faker taking matters into his own hands.
Oh, the teleport flank from Bin.
Big old flank from Bin as he dives in towards Ona. I don't think Ona's too worried. The all-out does come through if they kill the Sejuani.
They're going to start the Baron. It's going to have to be a clean engage from On.
Yeah, there's the flash forward from On. Speaking of which, True Shot Barrage over everyone. A Zenith Blade into the backline just to try to get rid of them. And now Gumayusi, that Killer Instinct really working out. Faker dashing in. It's a little bit split, but it's working as Gumayusi flashes over the wall. There's the double kill. T1 dealing with Bin on the top side.
Got the clear here. Only one Nexus turret stands between T1 and winning the first game of the World Cup.
That's a big old flash forward as Knight's going to get slowed down. There's the Glacial Prison. Set him up and you knock him down. Carrier and Ona with some great initiation in this game. And there goes the first Nexus of the EWC League of Legends.
With the Aatrox blind. The bravery of this man.
Bin can just go for the Camille matchup, or he can go for the Gnar matchup. Of course, Gnar really, we've seen this for so many years, right? Aatrox into Gnar. It's not going to be that, though. Of course, he's going to pick Camille. He has to pick Camille because this has been. And if I was a T1 fan, I'd be very, very scared of what's going to happen on that top side of the map because, of course, the setup for Ona isn't exactly targeted, right? From the Aatrox. You do have some knockups, you do have some ways to try and get Ona in there, but Bin can be so tricky on this Camille. We know he mentioned the Tristana scaling a lot. And have to hold that thought for a moment. The Mega Inferno Bomb comes down as in Gumayusi in so much trouble. The Nature's Grasp comes in, but that is going to be the first blood going over to Elk on his Ziggs. On gets that shield back as well as the flash from Carrier. Needs another auto and he will not find it. And now Elk at full health should be able to take down the tree, and there he goes. Yeah, that is absolutely massive, and maybe that conversation about scaling is less and less relevant as Zeus thought he was in a 1v1. He is absolutely not as the World Ender comes in. Ona is here to try and help out. Let's see whether he can keep himself alive, but the answer is no. There is so much damage, especially as Ona is going to heal himself back up. As another ulti out of On as he moves towards this top side. Bin can throw down the Hextech Ultimatum. And now Zeus nowhere to go. Finds the sweet spot. It was decent. Worldender is doing a fair bit of work, but On still able to tank that turret shot, and he will be A-OK. Meanwhile, here on the bottom side, Shun is going to be punished. Ona almost taken down there. There on the bottom side, and of course, Ziggs, he is always going to win those. And now
he's so ahead.
Looking for even more. So this inner turret is now under fire. Carrier dealing with the minions. No, there is one melee minion still left alive, and Bin is able to grab that kill. And Vision as Hook is going to connect there onto the Nidalee, and she'll just explode. It's a gank squad from BLG, and now Zeus, he knows that it's his number up next. Shun going to be the one to throw that Pillar of Flame in. Will get knocked up as Worldender comes down. 1 versus 3 is going to turn into 1 versus 4 very quickly, and as soon as the stun comes in, that is it for Zeus.
T1 can contest this.
Well, Carrier might also be in trouble here as the Hook is going to land once again. Nature's Grasp comes down. They're going to look for the re-engages On. Possibly overextended, and indeed will go down. Actually using the teleport. You can see now he's in the minion wave. He's on Vision. T1 going to try and keep this leash as the flash forward from Carrier gets the flash out from Shun. Just trying to keep himself in there. Into the pit goes Zeus. Carrier goes down. There is the Baron secured, but can they actually keep themselves alive as Faker is just going to get thrown around like a ragdoll? There is the takedown onto Bin, though, who tries to get it. It's a double kill for Knight. Some redemption for the mid laner here as Zeus and Ona walking the wrong direction, trying to get themselves over these walls and into safety. They have the Baron, but how many will be able to keep it? and tell the tale is the question.
Looks like Jest Owner.
Yeah, Zeus, there's a few too many bad guys around him at this point in time, so Owner killed the Baron, and he's the only one that gets to keep it.
As a Baron buff, they don't, but gonna force Zeus to TP.
Oh, that's a big TP flank here from Zeus. Let's see what they can actually do. Remember, they're fighting into an Infernal Soul, so yes, it's a gold lead, but it's even more than that. With the Infernal Soul available, now Nature's Grasp coming in. Can they actually line them up, find some of these snares? There's the triple root from the mouth. Oh! Boom goes the dynamite, down goes Knight as Faker rocket jumps his way to safety. Bin going to be eviscerated immediately as the Mega Inferno Bomb goes to Narnia, and that's not going to kill anyone. It's a spear connecting for the double. As Shun, he's still alive, and as it turns out, he's actually enough damage, kind of by himself. Doesn't feel like a lot of control.
It doesn't feel like a lot of control. Gold lead still 3,000. Faker?
Oh yeah, still going to go for it here as Shun wants to be able to land the abilities, and he does so. Owner going to get slowed down as the minefield comes in, and that was weird, Wolf.
That was definitely not it.
At this point in time, T1 with a lot of healing, actually. Piercing Darkness and Primal Surge together. And now Nature's Grasp is going to come on through Zeus, wanting to find those knockups, but the push away is just too strong. Carrier still getting into that backline, and so is Zeus, in fact, but Bin's going to turn up, and now Zeus is in trouble. Knight is able to take him down. Carrier delivering Bin into the backline. May not be exactly what he wanted, and somehow he finds the wall with that hook shot. This should just be the wipe, and BLG will even out the series as Faker is flashing to try and get out of the way, but the Anchor of Destiny from On will be able to pick him out of the air.
BLG striking back in a much cleaner, more one-sided game than our first, and we're going to the conclusive game 3 after this. What a way to start off the first Esports World Cup presenting League of Legends Atlas. It's also safe into Twisted Fate, for example, that we've seen Zeus play so many times. The Jace could be a really cool callback.
It needs to be Gragas, Wolf. It has to be Gragas.
Right? I mean, he's hovering a G champion here in Gangplank, so pretty decent chance, but that's the safest pick he could have in this. Suits the damage profile as well. The double 80 carry. Sure, you've got an AP jungle, but Gragas is so safe, but he's really hovering this GP.
Yeah, just keeping his eye on it. Na is not a G champion, even though it starts with G in the English language, so he's going to skip all the way over there. So it's going to be Na locked in. Definitely one of Zeus's best champions, was his debut champion, in fact, when he started on T1. So going to be taking that against the Jax this time around. Shun still looking for it. Gets the smite off. And still, Zeus going to have to flash to get out of the way. All right, they're going for a dive. They're going to be able to get that first blood, and Bin was capable of tanking up the turret. And
back available now, but man, the game state here is rough.
Ooh, that's a big old arrow flying towards Carrier, and that will land. Knight is able to get over the wall as well. Shun's able to take down the Bard, and Ona has to flash to get himself out of the way. Shun. And T1 not able to lock him down completely as Faker going in, looking for Knight, who gets into the brush very nicely, and the Gatling gun really working out. Buster shot going to be used, and there's the flash forward. It's just too easy here. That is starting to evaporate, and now Zeus is under fire. On is going to get over that wall, finds the hop grand entrance, doesn't quite get in there, but the quickness is still going to charm him, and there is the counter-strike. Bin going to be able to take down his opposite number, 101 now on the Jax, and that was back into their jungle. And Carrier actually looking for Elk here. Tempered Fate is going to connect. The Cosmic Binding is so good as he takes matters into his own hands. And now Fake is able to help lock down that kill. There are the resets. Special delivery of Knight as well. As T1 in this team fight looking good, but in comes Bin. Can they actually deal with it? Knight now getting taken down solo. There's a shutdown gold given over to Gumayushi. We said they had to come alive, and I think they may just have.
I think
BLG. They're not wanting to do anything until there's a mini null once again, and now it comes through. The Dragon going to be picked up. On in actually a lot of trouble as the curtains have been called. On just going to be sniped. No one was there to protect him. And now Elk is going to get slowed down. The BLG are getting closed in on, and this is not their side of the map.
Certainly not.
This is getting real dicey. There is another snare as the Cosmic Binding locks down Knight. He's the target, and the Hyper Proc is going to do it. The Gnar into the wall. The wall up there from Zeus. And he hits that Mega Gnar at exactly the right time. And T1, they just team fight so beautifully, even with backs to the wall.
Here on the faces of BLG, this game was completely theirs, but it is very quickly T1 favored now.
Oh, Cosmic Binding not going to quite land as the Tempered Fate does go down, but Elk Not going to be too worried about it. Carrier still just going aggressive. Bin's just going to kill him. Not entirely sure what the game plan was there, but Shun's still going to take so much damage. Faker just straight up Goomba stomping him. As another bullet, there's the flash from On this time. He's going to be respecting it now. The quickness comes in. Faker with the sickest flash, and the double knockback from the Gnar is going to be there. Still, T1 losing as much as they're giving here, as this game's getting bloody.
It's getting bloody. We're doing a little bit of mechanics testing here, limit testing.
For T1 for this series.
Faker can burn this down so quickly. BLG have to be quick.
Yeah, all of them do. Stranglethorn's in hand here for Owner as well, as they manage to hold them all down. There's the Infernal Soul, and the curtains are being called now as well. There's the Tempered Fate. It does get the stun on tonight, as Valkyrie's now going to be utilized. Magical Journey comes on through, as there's the Gnar. Zeus very delayed once again, but it's a bloodbath, and it's being delivered by T1. Bin trying to get what he can done, but the Buster Shot's too good. Is this going to be a pentakill for the GOAT? No, it's not, because Gumayushi, he wants his piece of the pie. He does come on through. Volley from the brush gives away his position, and Elk is buying a lot of time.
They're not losing any time here in the mid lane, though. T1 just pushing it down right away, just taking this inhibitor. Elk buying a lot of time.
Yeah, Root's going to be there, and Owner gets the kill. Through T1. Opportunistic plays is exactly what BLG are going to be looking for. Zeus doesn't want to wait for that. Curtains are going to get called once again. First bullet doesn't land, but the second one rings true. Third one down, and On takes the fourth. And now engaging, it's going to be a little bit more difficult until that Warmogs gets some work done. The flash forward, and Carrier once again takes matters into his own hands. The flash over from Faker, and he will wait for that Zhonya's to wear off. On now, having to battle dance his way out. Owner is absolutely unstoppable, and Faker, he's just diving in. He doesn't even mind if Bin takes him down, but that's not even going to happen as the double kill comes in, as the Stranglethorns come down. There is the ace, and T1 will keep themselves alive here at EWC, and unfortunately the keys for BLG not looking like they are going to survive. I think it's going to be hydraulic press for them.
T1 in a 30-minute game, an impressive comeback here, and the one that matters the most, keeping their hopes alive in this tournament. They didn't make it easy. That certainly did not give the fans hope in the early part of this third game. Game 2 was rough. Game 1, they almost lost control, but what a fantastic series to start off EWC's League of Legends, and T1 will be the victors, the ones to walk away.